There they go into the back. The blue light on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park, and Hayden King will find the winners for the weekend's racing.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more, and the West Australian champion has done it again.
Yes, hello and welcome to Talking Trots for another week. We missed last week due to a couple of scheduling conflict. Our man Hayden had to be in Bunbury and Bomber was called away, but we're back this week and it's going to be a big show. We're going to talk to Bomber Hill about his preview for Gloucester Park tomorrow night. And also Hayden will tip us hopefully a couple around the provincials and country venues, but it's a big hello to Glen Mortimer, who a big welcome back to the show as well, Morts, after a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, evening, Michael. Great to be back after a short let-up. No show last week, just a few difficulties around getting people here, but looking forward to getting into it tonight and finding some winners for our faithful listeners. It was a great night racing at Gloucester Park last Friday night. Captain Bligh looks a nice type, 156.2 for the 21.30 in the opener. Very impressive. Did what he had to do and just won very well. Really liked the win by Rascal. Fought on really, really well. Gee whiz, Shannon gets to the front. Yeah. Doesn't get beaten very often, so really nice, strong win. Nice win, El Capone, but also a great drive on Mea Culpa by Kyle Symington. That was a very aggressive drive and really made El Capone work for it and wasn't too far off. In the Orwood Stud 2-year-old fillies Westbred Classic, Madison was able to give the eventual winner exceptional armour.
Great drive.
Beautiful drive.
3 pegs. It's a great spot to be in big races.
Particularly when with 2-year-olds. We've spoken about it before. There's no better place. Nice soft run, 3 pegs, and was just too good in the end, and a great salute. So that was good to see. For the boys, it was a trifecta for the Hayden de Campo team. And Hayden scored aboard Maneshma. Maneshma, is that right? It's not.
Oh, no.
You're kidding me. I've been practicing that for about a minute before we've gone on there.
Menemsha.
There we go.
All the way in the car.
Menemsha, despite having to punch the breeze. So what a great training and driving performance.
Great performance from Hayden.
Brilliant to sit outside of the leader there and win. Really, really good. Ashani Girl has returned to racing.
And actually, while we go there, the Browns, who are the managing owner of it, Tara and Kieran, were actually in Berlin on a bike ride and had to stop and listen to it. So,
as you would be. Yeah. No, that was good. And Ashani Girl.
I'm tipping the people in Berlin hadn't seen a sight like that for a while, cheering home a Westbred winner.
Yes, no, they would have been extremely happy, and so they should have been. And there was a lot of happy people at Gloucester Park. Ashani Girl has returned to racing in style, and Soho Dow Jones rounded out the night with a brilliant drive by Mitchell Miller to just get off at the right time and get the horse in the race to win. So sent us all home a winner. Friday night at GP, 4 to the Master, Gary Hall Senior, which means 4 to Gary Hall Junior and 2 to Hayden de Campo, including that trifecta in the big one. Narrogin Friday night, 2 to Peter Anderson and 4 to our man Corey Peterson. Had a great night down there at Narrogin. Saturday at Northam, driving double to Shannon Savelko and Dylan Edgerton Green. Monday at Pinjarra, Kim Prentice got a double, Mitch Miller got a double, and Christopher Voke also got a double. And then Tuesday at GP, Murray Lindor and Kyle Harper got a double.
Yeah, how good's that?
Brilliant. Excellent to see. So it's been a big week in harness racing, Michael.
No, it certainly has, and it looks set to continue tomorrow night, and the Dainty's Daughter is the feature race. We get to see
ripper.
Bomber's favourite filly go around. She's drawn
sticky out there.
Might just be the difference between getting a good price and not.
Correct.
Maybe with Autumn Moon, but August Moon.
Yes.
But tonight our special guest comes from Queensland. The Inter Dominion is fast approaching, Morts. and this is the first time back in Queensland for a while, first time back at Albion Park for a while as well, I think, and will be the last Inter-Dominion at Albion Park as they have to relocate due to the government taking Albion Park for the Olympics, and Queensland having to build a new racetrack on the outskirts of Brisbane. But we're joined by the operations manager of Racing Queensland in Brett Rail to discuss the upcoming Inter-Dominions as the nominations close in a very short period of time. But a big hello to Brett Rail. Brett, welcome to the program.
Hi Mick, hi Glenn.
Mate,
pleasure to be here.
Yeah, mate, it must be exciting having the Inter-Dominion back in Queensland, and it's been a little bit.
Yeah, it's been since Gloucester won the Inter-Dominion, and of course we've had some great Inter-Dominions in the past in Brisbane that Western Australians have been quite successful in, like the Village Kid and Jack Morris, to name a couple. But so it would be fantastic if a couple of Western Australians could come over. I'm not sure if there's any contemplating, but there's a couple there like Diego and Mighty Ronaldo. If they decided to come over as Grand Circuit winners, they're guaranteed to start in the heat. So let's hope we can get some representation from over there.
Well, one of the men who part owns Mighty Ronaldo is with us as well tonight, Brett. So you might be talking to the right person here with Glen Mortimer. But also, first of all, the nominations close this Monday at 12 p.m. Queensland time, which is 10 a.m. WA time, and it's a free nomination. So you don't have to pay anything, just nominate, and that gets you through to the first acceptance.
That's correct, yeah. Close 12 noon Queensland time on Monday, September the 25th. So nominations are free. It's not until the first round of acceptances that there's pay-ups involved. So that first round of pay-ups, first acceptances on the 23rd of October. So we've got about a month there between noms close and first acceptances to decide whether you want to stay in the noms or come out. Gives you time to perhaps contemplate your movements and organise your transport over here and and see how you are on the ranking list and see what you've got to do to improve as well.
It's a nice spot up there in Queensland. Now, Brett, you had a marvellous winter carnival, had some really amazing racing down there, and just seems to be a little bit of a buzz about things that are going on up there in Queensland. Certainly from here in WA, it just seems to be a lot of positivity around harness racing in Queensland.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to build on our winter carnival, our Constellations Carnival in particular, and it's been a process over the last few years that we've continually trying to develop, and we've got a good grounding there now that's very favourable to people from interstate, and it's a right time of year up here as well, versus the cold of the south and so forth. And in terms of horse population, the horses are available to come up here. So we've seen some outstanding horses not only emerge from our home state, but that come up from New South Wales, Victoria, and elsewhere.
Yeah, certainly.
Great to see Magnificent Storm here too recently too, and unfortunately he didn't have a great deal of luck, but he showed us all that he's got what it takes to be competitive at that level.
Oh, look, he's a real class horse, Magnificent Storm. He just come up against, a couple of absolute and superstars.
Created a lot of interest, and that's, I think, what we need for these big carnivals, to have that interstate competition. So everyone from each state's got some investment in it.
Yep. And, certainly across the whole carnival, the investment from people in WA watching it was significant, because we were all keen to see Magnificent Storm do his best, but the quality of other horses outside of him was amazing as well. So you had some really A-grade racing there.
And Brett, it must be great having a horse such as Leap to Fame from Queensland. Again, it's a little bit going back towards, Blacks Are Fake and Slip and Slide and Be Good Johnny when they were at their peak, having horses like of their calibre that are real Grand Circuit performers.
Yeah, absolutely. And Leap to Fame has really taken that step, and and just come out of the age racing into the open class, and it seems like a seamless transition for him. He's just the win at Redcliffe in the Patrons Purse had to be seen to be believed. It's probably the best win we've ever seen at that track. Unbelievable to come from where he did to win the race, and then to go on and win 2 Group 1s during the carnival as well. Unfortunately, in the Gloucester Fake, things didn't quite go his way with the flat tyre just approaching the bend, but he still ran an outstanding second to his big brother, which created a lot of interest as well. But I think we're seeing a bit of a transition towards that Gloucester Fake type era now. We've got Leap to Fame, of course, that's the one that stands out at the moment, but horses like Speak the Truth and Future Assured are emerging as well as potential superstars as well of Queensland racing. So, it's good to see that Queensland is starting to emerge again with some great horses similar to that Gloucester Fake era.
Well, I think that Chris Barsby on Matt Young's show here on Tab Radio in WA mentioned that Speak the Truth may be coming to race in WA at some stage as well, which would be great to have him over here. Great for Queenslanders to travel over here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's emerging. He's not that far behind Leaps to Fame really at the moment, and he's probably yet to be tested at the very best level. But once he gets there, I'm sure he'll acquit himself very well and continue emerging as Leap to Fame has done.
Now, Brett, as Michael said at the start of the show, this will be the last Inter-Dominion at Albion Park. Can you just tell us a little bit about the new harness centre at Norwell, which is due to be finished in the second half of 2026, I think?
Yeah. Norwell is a town close in between Gold Coast and Brisbane, but I guess close to the Gold Coast area. And there's a nice parcel of land there. The facilities and track itself are all currently being planned in the background as to what type of track and everything that goes with that is being determined at the moment by those in the infrastructure team and so forth. So it will be great to have a brand new metropolitan venue. No doubt about that. And it's just, I guess, a transition into the future. And while it would have been great to have Albion Park there, unfortunately, it's required as part of the Olympics. So we move on, hopefully, to bigger and better things.
Yeah, certainly sounds like it. I had a look and saw where Norwell was, and it seems reasonably close-ish to that Surfers Paradise area. And any idea around track size yet, or is that all just still in the planning stage at the moment?
Yeah, it's still in the planning stage. I think it's probably most likely going to be a similar size to Albion Park, maybe a touch larger, but obviously the facilities itself will be built as a priority as a second to none facility, and we're also very keen to get the on-course stabling there. So there's a track and so forth similar to Menangle, I guess, in terms of people training out of that facility as well. And it would be great to sort of get the best use of that track, and also have some sort of development opportunities for industry participants, whether that be the locals, particularly those that may not be able to afford a property themselves. They can rent a few boxes, and it might also be attractive to some interstate people who might want to head up to Queensland and maybe retire on the Gold Coast and play around with a few horses,
Sounds like a pretty good idea. And talking of on-course stabling, of course, you've got some at Albion Park for the upcoming Inter-Series.
Yeah, for the Inter, there's about 27 available stables there, which is like a walk-in, walk-out facility, and obviously it's right on the track pretty well. So you just walk out from the back of the track and onto the track and work your horse, and and you've got the advantage, I guess, of having to have the experience of your horse working on the track and familiarising themselves with the track itself. So it's a big advantage to take on. So if anyone's interested in that, they can contact Kate Donovan at the Albion Park Harness Racing Club, and she'll take the bookings there.
Now, you mentioned that the Grand Circuit winners in Diego and Mighty Ronaldo get a guaranteed spot in the top 36. Is it 36, Brett?
36.
36,
yes.
But also for WA horses, the same applies to the winner of the James Brennan Memorial, which is on the 13th of October, a guaranteed spot in that top 30. So that becomes a really important race in the lead-in if you're nominated into the Inter-Dominion.
That is correct, and anyone that's targeting the James Brennan, and has the anticipation of coming to Queensland, I'd encourage them to nominate, because the James Brennan will be run after this initial noms close. So definitely put your noms in. You have to be nominated. Even if you do get a golden ticket, it just means that you advance up the rankings up to the top of the page once you've won that race as part of that golden ticket. So get your nomination in. It's free until that first round of acceptances. So as I said earlier, that there's a month between that first round nomination close and the first acceptance. If you're intending to come across from the winner of the James Brennan, we welcome you with open arms, and they'll go straight to the top of the pile and be guaranteed a spot in the heats.
Yeah, no, it'd be great if we can get a couple of WA horses to nominate for the upcoming Inter-Dominion. As you said, the Yule Star was the last one at Albion Park, and before that, I think Mr. Feelgood was the last one in Queensland, down the Gold Coast. So it has been a little bit. So it'd be great to get back to Queensland. I was there for the Yule Star one. It was a great race against At It Again.
Oh, yeah.
Kiwis don't win too many Inter-Dominions, but Yule Star, I think he broke a drought on that night in Queensland.
At It Again won its 3 heats.
Yeah, he was favourite for Dennis Wilson.
Won its 3 heats.
And Yule Star, the Kiwi, end up proving too good in the end. And I tell you what, Brett, this as you said, the Queensland Carnival is really building up, and the big race is the Rising Sun for the 3 and 4 year olds. And Brett, I don't know whether you watch WA racing, but we've got a pretty smart 3-year-old here at the moment. There's got to be 4 in time for the Rising Sun, called Never Ending. That I'm sure that all the guys in Queensland are taking note, and a few of the Eureka people, I think, as well, because he's certainly very good, and I think he'd certainly match up with the best horses over there.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching, and would absolutely love some Western Australian interest in that race as well.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, Brett, thanks for your time tonight. Good luck with the Inter-Dominion nominations. As we say, close Monday, 10 a.m. WA time. Hopefully get plenty of nominations, and it's a really successful carnival for you.
Thank you very much.
Good on you. Brett Rail there from Queensland. His brother Craig Rail, the race caller.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Who's now, I think, in New Zealand.
Yep.
Was from originally Queensland, then Victoria. And but yeah, they're doing a Queensland. I mean, I think they went through a down period, but David Brick, who's the harness manager on Racing Queensland, is one of the best administrators in the country, and he's really doing great things in Queensland. You know, the things like the timing in
just a few little things they're doing which are making a difference.
Yeah, some of the cameras that they're trying to do with their vision providers, and coming up, only got it's virtually 2.5 tracks, 3 tracks with Albion Park, Redcliffe and Marburg, and unfortunately for them, Albion Park is about to be assumed, and
at the start of first half of 2025.
So they get
18 months.
Yeah, so they're trying to push that new building through. Obviously, it's not ideal to race predominantly at Redcliffe, but and I'd imagine that the facilities will just be the racing facilities to start with anyway, and then the customer patron amenities will come after that. But the thing is to get the track and the stalls in there for the participants, and then build from there as quick as they can. But
because the Marburg track's only 700 metres. At least Redcliffe is 833, which is okay, but only 700 at Marburg. So if they can get that one.
Yeah,
as you said,
they desperately need that extra
up
track
and running
down there. And as I said, David Brick doing a great job. So if you're planning on nominating or thinking, it's a free nomination for the Inter-Dominion. So if you nominate, there's no payment until the next one. So it gives yourself a bit of breathing room. And but it'd be interesting. No doubt they'll be on the phone to yourself and JP about never ending for the Rising Sun next year.
Oh, I think Hayden's got one he wants to nominate as well, but he says, wait and see how he goes tomorrow night before he makes that call. But it is free.
It will be a 3-year-old.
It is free.
So. Indeed. Now, also, I don't know whether you mentioned, because I was planning a few things, but Chris Lewis on Tuesday night drove a winner. 5,999th winner.
Wow.
It was. So he's one away from 6,000.
Well, you would imagine that
join the great Chris
possibly come up, quite possibly come up tomorrow night at Gloucester Park.
Yeah, let's hope so. So all anticipations. The countdown's on for his 6,000th winner. And what a wonderful achievement it'll be for the great AC Lewis. And he's got, I think, 5 or 6 tomorrow night.
Does have a few, yeah. Yep.
So hopefully that Chris can get the 6,000th winner, and what achievement it'll be. Chris Orford's done it. I don't know what's Gavin Lang. Did Gavin Lang get to 6,000?
They're the two.
They're the two, and Chris Lewis will be the third to get to 6,000. So
been a star for a long time.
Yeah,
didn't he?
just longevity.
He drove. Was it Car Clue?
1976.
76.
I was there that night, Morts. I can't remember it because Mum was pregnant with me.
I was going to say you would have been.
But I was on course at Globe Derby.
On course.
Yes, I didn't touch the ground.
But you were there.
But I was there, and obviously mentioned the Village Kid won in '87 at Albion Park. WA have had great success at Albion Park for the Inter-Dominions, and it'd be great to have some sort of representation there, but it's
timing for us is not good.
No, well, that's the feature race carnival, the national feature race carnival these days. It's hard to go in all these races. It's just the way it is. So, and you see it, the horses that are there at the start aren't necessarily there at the end as well, and was probably why so hard it was for Lazarus. Never won like a Miracle Mile, like he won the Inter-Dominions and New Zealand Cups, and sort of by the time he got to the Miracle Mile, it's a long season at the top.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
At the top.
Yep.
It's very...
Certainly is.
But that's just the way it is. Everyone wants to race their good races in the good time to maximise their return.
As they should, hence why we've had a change in WA with the moving of the Pacing Cup and the alignment of the Fremantle Cup with the Nullarbor, which I think is fantastic.
Yep, actually the Fremantle Cup's arrived this week.
The Fremantle Cup has arrived.
Yes, arrived on course. So it's in the bubble wrap, ready to go. So
did it
the Fremantle Retrovision?
Yeah, did it in the backseat of a car on its own? And
yes, it was delivered very safely.
Oh, good.
Very safely, because you've got one of your own.
Yeah, do. Very glad to get that one.
All right.
Glad. Penny Tiger trialled during the week.
Okay, great to have him back.
Yes. Michael Brennan was very pleased, so he's back ready to have a tilt at some big races. He went across, had a try. He performed okay in a couple of those races. It was just competition was pretty good, and Michael Brennan said that he came back and he trialled well, and he seems far more mature and settled. And
sometimes that can make a horse. You see,
correct. So I would expect to see the best of Penny Tiger coming up in our carnival coming up. So it was good to see him back.
All the good horses are starting to come back now. We're starting to see them all come back and nominate and start to race, which is fantastic, leading into the Brennan on the 13th of October, followed by the JP Stratton 2 weeks later.
Brennan the 13th or the 27th?
No, then the Stratton's the 27th. And then
sure.
Yes, definitely.
I won't challenge you, Michael. I'm sure you... Sure, you're right. So, and then
you might have saw an old.
Oh,
because they were that way, but we've switched them.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So Brennan leaves us into the Stratton.
Yep, and then we've got the Derby coming up. We've got must have the Golden Slipper coming up.
Yeah, end of September.
Next week.
Last week in September, I think.
next week. Then we're into the WA Derby. We've got the Golden Nuggets Pacing Cup.
Oaks.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Retrovision Golden Nugget, which I think is what the Queenslanders may be coming across for. It will be the night before the Inter-Dominion Grand Final, so the 15th of December, and the Inter-Dominion Grand Final on the 16th of December. So, obviously, that's the time of year everyone wants to be part of, and some great racing. But it actually complements each other when all these great horses are racing, and you've seen it plenty of times. When I remember when the Everest first started, and Victoria were a little bit upset about it was racing the same day as I think as the Caulfield Guineas, and Caulfield Guineas was their biggest turnover Caulfield, and they wanted to race with it again because people are watching. Yep. People are watching the Everest and stay to watch the other ones. So if we can get people watching our best horses, and it sort of multiplies. And that's what we need. More people watching weight and betting.
Yeah, we need to.
Bet responsibly though, Morts.
Of course. Always do, Michael. We need to get better at promoting the Nullarbor though, and I think we can take some learnings from last year. They did a good job with the Eureka. Yep. Really good. It got amazing airtime. Yep. A lot of airtime. And that's something that we need to look at how we can, get that sort of outcome with the Nullarbor, because I thought they did a very good job with the Eureka.
Yeah, I think the Nullarbor was a really good first effort.
Absolutely.
But now we've seen it, now we know what we need to do, and also make sure that we say it's the Western Trilogy. Let's make sure everyone complements each other, and the idea last year on the Friday was to have the dogs and the trots together, and that idea of if they're both on the same night, you got to get that market to bet on both. But it's just made it a little bit hard for everyone to get there, particularly if you wanted to go. And for slot holders, if you had a slot in all three, like the Rams, who had a lot of people involved, who want to enjoy you want to get to a race meeting and enjoy it, and then not be rushing off to get to the next one and stuff like that. So there's a few things we can tweak, and definitely the promotion of the Eureka was really good. It was obviously supported by a fair bit of money, and that was always part of it. There was always part of that money was going to be promotion, not just into the prize money, and they did that well. And a couple of things they did on course were really good. So
and every time Wonderboy spoke, or it's all he spoke about was the Eureka, and did a great job.
And still is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already talking, as soon as Never Ending put in that performance, it was who's going to take him for their slot.
Yeah,
and that's great. I think that's really good for harness racing.
It's fantastic, and that's what they did very, very. I think that's what people have realised, that with the Everest, is that they just start talking about it. At the moment they go across the line, they start talking about it, and all of a sudden, the forgotten race is the Melbourne Cup. You hardly hear anything about that, but the Everest is just a build-up over 12 months. Yep. They did a good job with the Eureka. We need to have a look at what's been done and build on what we've done, and make sure we get it there, front and centre, because I think it's really good for harness racing, the Eureka.
Yeah, no, it was really well promoted and everything else. So it was a really good night, and I haven't seen any wagering figures, but it would have been really good. So from what...
Which, of course, is the barometer.
Which is really the barometer. That's what you want. I mean, if you can... The off-course wagering is what we live and die by.
Not all agree with you, Michael, but I do.
I do. I suppose you look at sales in Retrovision to see how you're going. It's the barometer. It's important.
It's a pretty key metric. Is toaster sales? Yeah, for sure. Without those, there's no store.
No. Now this segment was brought to you by Loans 123, Car Loans, Debt Consolidations, all your personal finance. Who do you see?
The great man, the nude nut, Steve Sell.
Yeah, and what a great man he is. Loans123.com.au, or the very easy to remember number.
Even our good friend Hayden knows this one. 1800 100 100. Still doing things the banks can't.
Yes, they certainly are, and great supporters of us here at Talking Trots and Tab Radio in general.
Certainly are.
And great to have them on board. All right, it's time to take a break. Now, we're talking about Inter-Dominions and potential Inter-Dominions. As we have a look at last week's free-for-all, we actually had an Inter-Dominion heat winner in the race in Galactic Star, but it was the Gary Hall senior trained and Gary Hall junior driven Prince of Pleasure, who was too good after burning off the gate.
Got him out of the gate beautifully.
Got across the very quick Galactic Star, and once he found the front, was always going to be hard to beat. That 390 that they were betting looks very luxurious
all of a sudden
for
was
punters.
190, yeah.
And he was too good. As we go to the break, here's Prince of Pleasure holding off Galactic Star.
Blitz him by. Galactic Star can't get out, but he's about to go for the leader now. In the straight they run, and he raced away, Prince of Pleasure. Galactic Star ran into second place, and they're clear. Getting up on the inside is Wild Rest, running to third. It's going to be 4, 1, 2, and it's all the way for Prince of Pleasure. Wins well in the Howard Porter by 2.5 metres. Galactic Star, 4 metres to Wild West at 8 metres.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Grievous looking to get out of a pocket now, and then came Ideal Muscle around the turn. Menanshaw has raced up to Wave Rider. Grievous is coming down the outside. It's Menanshaw in front. Grievous trying hard. Menanshaw the leader from Grievous to Campo. He's quineled it again. Unbelievable. Menanshaw has won from Grievous, and third Ideal Muscle.
He didn't just quinella it, he trifected it. Menemshah.
Menemshah.
There we go. Lucky Hayden's here.
Yeah.
Menemshah.
So,
well, I had it right.
So
and then
Richie's
I had it right. Then Richie
wrong.
turned it wrong, and then I got it wrong again.
Menemshah.
There we go.
Menemshah.
From Grievous and Ideal Muscle, Dylan ran fourth with Cork Can Run, and Wave Rider weakened out for fifth. But
it was disappointing,
yeah,
Wave Rider.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite right.
No.
I don't think he's quite right. But
he's had the 2 plum draws.
Yeah. So hopefully that he comes back and finds his best. So that was the Allwood Stud 2-year-old Westbred Classic for 2023, and the second year that we had $215,000 on offer. So great prize money for those Westbred Pacers.
Certainly is.
All right, this segment's brought to you by the one and only Steel Blue Boots, built for comfort, made for work. Well over 700 stockists nationwide. The great Ross Fitzgerald was back in town last week, came out and watched his Chargers go around at Gloucester Park. But we know Steel Blue Boots are a mark of true skill.
You know, they're designed for comfort. Well, you do, because I see you check your feet every 10 minutes to make sure they're still on there.
Yeah, I know. They're so
comfortable. Designed for comfort, durability and choice, backed by a 30-day 100% comfort guarantee, which you will not require, and they are Australia's leading supplier of work boots, no doubt about that. And the great man who is in Melbourne at the moment will be back for Gloucester Park tomorrow night.
Oh, beautiful.
Does his best to get there.
Beautiful. He's certainly travels around a bit, but
he does.
Gets back in time for GP. Indeed. All right, time to welcome in our form expert. It seems like an eternity since I've said hello to this man, Scott Bomber Hill. How are you, Bomber?
Yeah, we've been frequenting different areas, Rad, but very well, thanks. And yourself?
Yep, really good. This week we've got 10 races on the card, and we have the Dainty's Daughter Classic for the 3-year-old fillies, and your favourite fillies going around, isn't it, Bomber?
Yeah, I think she'll get the job done again. She just keeps stepping up to the plate, and this is obviously a hardest test, but very hard to bet around her.
All right, it is race number 5 tomorrow night. The first race is at 5:22, 10 races on the card. The first race is the first race we're going to look at, and it is the Retrovision 2-year-old pace. And these 2-year-olds, we've just come out of the Westbred. Few are still trying to get into the Golden Slipper coming up. Let's have a look at the market for race number 1, the Retrovision 2-year-old. On the back foot, who is owned by the powerful combination and trained by the powerful Michael Young.
Powerful owner, powerful trainer.
And powerful driver.
Emily Savelka, yes.
Back.
There we go. First,
had a first winner.
Yes.
Had a first winner back on Tuesday from her layoff.
Good luck, Emily. Yeah. Look forward to seeing her getting back to 100%.
Hopefully you drive one next Wednesday at Bunbury as well. But let's have a look at the market. On the back foot, $4. Cobichon at $11, Templar Stars $126, Quentin $26, Arian Rock at $61, Manhattan Moon $21, Armour Believer at $6, Brought to Light $81, Opal Hunter $17, Inside the Back Line Worlds Above $23, Artful Major, speaking of powerful owners, at even money and off the charts, backing up from the Westbred at $8. Bomber, what have you got for the first race for us?
Yeah, well, we have Hayden King versus Glen Mortimer here, but I've actually gone with Hayden, Artful Major. I thought he's been quite impressive, his 3 runs, and I was particularly taken with his win. It's the only race where he's actually been able to sit and kick, and he showed a really good turn of foot there, I thought, and he dropped to 27 and change third quarter, and then backed it up with 28.6 on the way home, and I thought he was very impressive. He's been home Grevis a couple of times, and we know what he's done in a couple of the classics, so it looks pretty good form, and I think his class will take him a long way here.
I love it, Bomber.
I don't. You're just dead wrong.
No, I certainly hope you're right, Bomber, but it's going to be an interesting race because On the Back Foot certainly has drawn very, very well there in number 1. As we said, from the very powerful Michael Young stable, but Artful Major does have the master on board, Gary Hall Jr., which, as we know, that certainly accounts for something. Should get a nice run through there. Race 1 over the 2,130 metres, the Retrovision 2-year-old pace. Number 11, what's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, the 3-unit bet, Morts. Whilst I wish both of you best of luck for the bank account, I hope Artful Major gets the job done.
Thank you, Bomber.
Well, I'll come in here next week, and I don't know if you've seen the clip, but have you seen Nigel Farage? And he gets up there in the house and he says, "You all laughed at me." Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
Yeah, we'll definitely play that clip.
Yeah, I can. Yep, I'll cue it up now.
Yeah, indeed. All right, let's have a look at race number 2, which is the second race. Bomber, you're going off early this week at Gloucester Park, where we're looking at the first 4 races. We get a preview. This is the first, I think, we've done this. So let's have a look at race number 2. And we've got Naming Lights at $21. Lamandiere for Gary Hall Jr. and Michael Young at $170. Regal Cheval at $650. Trooping of the Colour $34. Robbie Eaton at $12. Per Arda Ad Astra at $12.
Well done, Michael.
Yeah, getting Wiggy with at $34. Brookie's Jet $126. Ultimate Rocker at $126. Then inside the back line we have State of Heaven at $6. Disco Under Fire at $15. And Simply Shaz at $13. Bomber, what do you got for us for race number 2?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit going on here early with Regal Cheval looking. I think he's got the speed to burn to the top and cross the favourite, and there probably want to be a few that'll be the first ones there for the retake. And for that reason, I just thought a couple from the back that will need the race run upside down. In number 10, State of Play, he's got options off the gate, and whether they stay on the fence or come off, I think the opportunity will be there late over the longer trip. And the other one is Simply Shaz, who she needs the last quarter to be the slowest one, but she's been quite good of late against horses of the calibre of Cordero, Beat City, and Ashane Girl. And even last week, which was a forget run, she still got home in 56 too. So if the pressure's on, she can be won late at a decent price.
Yeah, very open affair, this one, the second race. So I think I'm going to stay out of this one. I'm just going to follow Bomber. Whatever you say, Bomber, I'm going to go with, because I've got no idea. So race number 2, Bomber. We have got 1 unit. We've got a bet on 2 horses, Simply Shaz, and which is number 12, and also number 10, State of Heaven.
Yeah, 1 unit bet on each of them more. So, like I said, they will need their share of luck, but I think it could be the type of race that they can get into it late.
All right, State of Heaven, driven by AC Lewis. Will it be his 6,000th winner? And Simply Shaz for the great Kenny Casellas in the ownership there of...
and my man Trent Wheeler's aboard too.
Trent Wheeler aboard. So
very good.
That is... and their State of Heaven $6 and Simply Shaz at $13. All right, let's take a break here on Talking Trots. And we had the boys West Bred just before. Now we'll go to the fillies. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, Morts, what a great drive by Madison Brown for Colin Brown. With exceptional armour, 3 pegs, great place to be in a big race at GP.
If you look at some of its previous runs, it really had to do a fair bit of work in quite a few of them.
Yeah, it was the forgotten filly of the race, I think.
Yeah, so just to be able to get back on, as we've said many a time, just that 2-year-olds on the fence, particularly three fence.
Well, I think, a lot of people were talking about Miss Hepburn finding the front and then Waterloo having to go around and make the race, which it did, but the amount of pressure that she put on Exceptional Armour was just smoking the pipe back.
Geez, didn't Shannon certainly dished it up on Waterloo?
Yep, drove her like the best horse. And unfortunately it didn't come off, but certainly made the race for exciting and
it was. And then Madison was just able to get off at the right time, and the good thing was she didn't have to hustle or bustle to get off. There was an opening in the field. She could just come one off, wait for the right time, and she looked pretty excited as she went across the line.
Yeah, the team was pretty excited as well.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was great
Jim
to see.
Curry and the team. Yeah, it was great to see them.
Really
all right,
good.
Let's take a break and listen to Exceptional Armour finishing all over the top in the 2-year-old fillies Westbury.
Rocking right to the outside is Grand Coteau. Here's Exceptional Armour coming with a big run out wide. Has raced up. Exceptional Armour has taken the lead from I Cross My Heart and drawn clear. Back on the inside, Miss Hepburn late on the scene. Remarkable Rockin' Grand Coteau flashing home, but Exceptional Armour is streaking away and wins the Westbury brilliantly. Exceptional Armour won by 7 metres. Second, I Cross My Heart, 2 metres away. Miss Hepburn ahead away on the...
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Travelling strongly on the turn, still leads 3 metres. Rolling Fire, Crowd Control and wider out Gerardo, and also Frisky Sticks, but bolting clear now is Captain Bligh, led by about 8 metres, running on Gerardo. Crowd Control battles hard, trying to hold on for second, and will Frisky Sticks late on the scene, flashing home, but it's an easy win in the end to Captain Bligh over Crowd Control. Frisky Sticks.
Yeah, he's too good. Captain Bligh zipped home that last half very quick.
Looks a very nice type, Michael.
Sent over by Sid and Shona Brown, who's Diego's owners and had plenty of success here in WA, and Gary Hall's done a really good job with this fella because apparently had a few issues, including pooling and all that sort of stuff.
Hadn't won a race?
No, by Captain Treacherous out of Ask Me Now. Remember Ask Me Now?
No, but another good 3-year-old. There's plenty of them around, Michael.
Yeah, there certainly are. And actually on Wednesday at Bunbury, Morts. So all roads lead to Bunbury for the Battle of Bunbury Wednesday. $35,000. Never Endings nominated. Rolling Fire's nominated. Fess Up's in there. Crowd Control.
Yes, saw Fess Up as well.
Soho Firestone, Hull St Louis, Rocket City. So should be a really good Battle of Bunbury. $35,000 on offer. Crowd
Control was good the other night. Good to see it bounce back. It had been a little bit disappointing, but it was good the other night.
Yep. So Jonathan Calver and the team down there at Bunbury Wednesday. I think the first race around about 11:15.
Right. Okay.
Our time. So a big day. Pretty big week for you, Morts. You might.
It is a big one. We've got the public holiday and and then going to Melbourne the following weekend. So it'd be nice to go down. I do enjoy getting down there to Bunbury, having a look, and of course the Battle of Bunbury has just been a great race for a long time.
Yep, go and see the best 3-year-olds going around. All right, this segment's brought to you by Retrovision, Morts, your local WA electrical appliance specialist, where RAC members receive an additional 5% every day on the best price.
Certainly do, and our new store is open and operating out in Ellenbrook, and it is absolutely superb. So get out there and have a look at the new store out there in Ellenbrook and pick up a big screen TV whilst the AFL Grand Finals are on. We've got up to $300 gift cards and free delivery on your big screen, so get one now for the AFL and NRL Grand Finals, of course.
My mate Richard, who's part owner of Rolling Fire, bought a TV off you recently.
He did.
It's so big, he had to put his lounge in the driveway to see it properly.
Yes, I believe it might not have been thought through too well as to what size was required, and
he's only just got back to see it.
The lovely Libby's done a good job in making sure it's actually in the house.
It is in the house. I don't know what's holding it up. But anyway.
Very good.
Anyway, the great man, Rich, who
certainly is.
Hopefully he'll be here on Wednesday to cheer Rolling Fire if he doesn't go back overseas to pay for the TV. All right, the next race we're going to look at is race number 3 on the card. And let's have a look at the market for this race. We've got Mea Culpa, who you said was really good last week for Kyle Symington, $1.95. Carrera Mac at 101. Classic Choice at $11. Master Publisher at $6.50. What's Up Sunshine at $12. Jasper Vella Beach $15. Longreach Bay at $151. Vampiro, big drop in class at $11. Cordero $51. On the back line we have Waterbro and Valentine's Brook. This is a really interesting...
what price? Sorry, what price?
Sorry, $4.40 Valentine's Brook. $12 Waterbro. Bomber, this is a really interesting race with some up-and-comers against a couple of the veterans.
Yeah, it is. It's not quite the absolute elite, but there's some really, really nice horses here. And for that reason, I thought Valentine's Brook had been really good since resuming. And this is, as I said, this is a nice enough race, but there's no himself, Jumping Jack Max, Steal the Show, and those types that he's been chasing home. So he ran home in 56 and a tick last time, and he was 4 wide around the turn. And I thought with that performance and natural improvement, fourth up, he can just about run over the top of these. He's a nice horse, there's good pressure up front, and he's going to get his chance late, I'm sure.
He certainly will, Bomber. I'm with you, 100% here. Absolutely with you. I think it's a good price, $4.40. Excellent price. Good class dropper. I did say earlier on that it was a great run last start by Mia Culper. It was a brilliant drive there by Kyle Symington, and that horse is going very well. And Master Publisher was a good winner as well. But, Valentine's Brook has been very impressive since back without winning, and I think Friday night is the opportunity. So what's our staking plan here, Bomber?
Yeah, he's a 1 unit bet. He's just going to need a little bit of luck from the draw, but I'm with you, Mort. I think it's a really good price.
Certainly is.
Yep. All right, that is race number 3. And the next race we've got to look at is the free-for-all, race number 4. We've got the first 4 races that we get a preview. This is the free-for-all, and it's a good free-for-all over 25, 36 metres, 8 across the front. Let's have a look at the Tab Touch market. They put up $1.80 about the Pacing Cup winner Diego from Barrier 1 into $1.65. Blitz and Buy at $13. Jumpin' Jack Mac, the stablemate to the pole marker, $7.50 into $6. Minstrel, first up since April, is at $13 and solid. Steal the Show is at $8 and fairly solid. Their stablemates drawn next to each other. Codebreaker at $31. Himself at $11. And Mighty Ronaldo outside the front line opened up $4.60 out of point to $5.50. Bomber, the free-for-all, which way are we going?
Yeah, it looks like I'm with a few others here as Diego. I thought he gets his chance here. First time to lead this preparation, and I think that'll allow him to return to the winners list. He's a fantastic record when leading around here, and the current free-for-all horses are so even, it's generally luck in running that makes the difference. And out in front here, I thought he was really good last time, completely luckless. He looked absolutely fantastic, and I think he's going to be absolutely spot on here. And out in front, I really can't see him being beaten.
Yeah, it's pretty hard when you go through the field, Bomber, and you have a look. It is very, very hard to see how they're going to beat him in this race. Yeah,
there just doesn't look to be enough pressure, I don't think, with...
No.
Like Minstrel first up, they're not going to want a gut buster there. The Hall Runner isn't going to go up and put any pressure on, and I think it essentially probably turns into a sprint home here. So he's definitely going to get his chance.
Yeah, I hope there is plenty of pressure on because there's a couple in there that can snipe pretty well late. But race number 4, horse number 1, Diego from the pole, $1.65. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, 3 unit bet. As I said, the price has been knocked off, but even at $1.65, I think it's still a touch of value.
Yeah, sure is. But it still is, a quality free-for-all. And unfortunately for you, Morts, doesn't look a great deal of pressure for Mighty Ronaldo, who's going to be back in the pack. All right. Bomber, have you got a multi for us for tomorrow night?
Yeah, we couldn't let the filly go around without anything on, so I thought we'd just go a double with race 4, number 1, Diego. As I said, I like him. I think he'll win. Into race 5, number 8, August Moon. She's just got the picket fence beside her name, and as I touched on earlier, this is the hardest assignment, but she just keeps stepping up and doing it really easily, so I think she'll get the job done again.
Yep. All right. The all up on Tab Touch. We've got $1.65 into 210, which is $3.46. For the multi, $3.46. And interesting, on social media this week, Michael Stanley posting pictures of Soho Seraphine, who's arrived in WA. So that adds some intrigue into the WA Oaks Bomber.
Yeah, well, they said this filly's been absolutely dominating, and I'm not surprised there's been some Eastern States interest because it's a race that can certainly be taken away for sure.
Yeah, but tomorrow night, August Moon, drawn 8, $2.10 on Tab Touch. Castella del Aqua in the pole for Jocelyn Young at $4.60 and Madeline Young. Turn the Page, drawn 5 at $3. And Zafira, who's drawn inside the back line, a beautiful draw, was $10 into 8. So, but August Moon, she certainly is the one to beat despite the draw. Bomber, good luck. Thanks for your time, and we'll speak to you next week.
Thanks very much, guys. Have a great night, and talk next week.
Good on you, Bomber Hill there, with all his tips for tomorrow night. The first 4 races, getting in early.
Yes, he must want an early night, the Bomber.
Indeed.
Something happening up in Broome, I'd say, heading out for the night. So get the trots over and done with and head out.
Indeed. All right, last week, Mort's Lusaka was a short price favourite against the older horses. Tomorrow night goes around again in race number 8, which actually is the Team Bond pace, for Team Bond. And on Tab Touch, we got El Casanova, who's drawn the pole at 160, and Lusaka, who's drawn 11 at 215. An interesting race there, race number 8. A good betting race as well.
Certainly is.
Bit of money for El Casanova. Opened at $1.70 into $1.60. But Lusaka probably got a bit of class on his side, even though against the older horses at 215 for Team Bond in the Team Bond pace. As we go to the break, let's listen to Lusaka winning last week.
Flash taken out wider with Cheer the Major. October Rain's back on the inside from Desidero in the straight though. Lusaka's got the front. Roberts goes for home. Gets away now from Rambo Rabbit. October Rain. Cheer the Major is coming down the outside with a good run, but Lusaka breaks clear. Cheer the Major runs into second place from Rambo Rabbit on October Rain, but a good first up win to Lusaka. Wins it well by 4 metres to Cheer the Major. A similar margin away third. Rambo Rabbit fought on really well.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Battling away Speed Wagon, but Blaze On going well on the turn. Blaze On clear by 3 metres. Trying very hard is Skyloo on the outside. Mickey Diamonds back on the inside, but Blaze On is clear with 100 to go. Doing it well over Mickey Diamonds and Skyloo and El Waddell, and Blaze On is coming right away to win it well. Blaze On wins by about 5 metres. Second, Mickey Diamonds, a half head away
Morts,
third.
that was Blaze On at Gloucester Park last Tuesday, and win number 500 for Denny Roberts.
Not a bad effort, is it?
Yeah.
Very good effort.
Not really good. And I'm tipping the way she's going, her next 500 will be
even quicker.
Yeah,
absolutely. She's in good form.
Bob Millsop trained Blaze On for Mick Boots, who owned the Nullarbor winner.
Yes.
Plenty of horses racing everywhere, Mick, and has got Blaze On, and that was 3 out of 3 in Australia for Blaze On, and in WA for Bob and Mick Boots, and Denny Roberts has driven at each of 3, and that's 500 wins for Denny. So plenty of milestones
Certainly
around.
is. We just need to get one more tomorrow night for Chris Lewis. It'd be good.
Yep.
Get him across that line.
And to tell you the truth, I think Junior's only a couple of hundred away from his 4,000th winner. He's only probably about 200 away from driving.
So what's that? Only 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, the way he's going. But plenty of milestones coming up, and great to see these milestones coming up, and now we get to see them coming up as they come up, but no doubt the biggest one's going to be AC Lewis when he drives 6,000.
6,000. Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
All right, now we've had Hayden on the show earlier giving us lessons in pronunciations. Welcome back to the show, Hayden.
Thanks. Good to be back.
It's
good to have you back, Hayden.
Yeah, working hard this week. Gloucester Park on Tuesday doing the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been calling much?
I called trials at Byford on Sunday.
Did you?
That was the first time I'd been out there in a while, and that was something. There were a couple of interesting trials. The first trial was an education trial, and there was a heated battle for the lead in that, and then a sprint lane appeared a lap out. And there was another trial that started with 5 or 6 horses but ended with 1.
Okay.
So I was
there
talking
anything-
to myself for 3 minutes. If you want to listen to some philosophical monologue, you can go and check out that trial.
Was it reminiscent of the Burt Bryant match race where he was talking? Burt Bryant, he starts talking about the jockeys having babies and all that sort of stuff.
I was talking about something. To be honest, it was a Sunday morning. I don't really remember what I was talking about. But
So, did you find anything stick out from the trials that you thought, got to follow that one?
Well, Love on the Rocks is odds on tomorrow night at Gloucester Park, and he trialled up. He trialled up in 2.94, I think it was, though.
Okay.
So it was a meander around Byford.
294.
There were. I'll go back here. Let me have a look at these trial results. Lord Publisher, he's going around on Monday at Pinjarra, I think. I think he's drawn 1 on the second row, and he's a chance in that. He showed a good turn of foot there in the third trial. Love on the Rocks I touched on, and Louis the Lip was quite good because he did some early work and then he got mid-race cover and then he rounded them up again late. Radazi's going around pretty soon as well. It was an encouraging trial, but Louis the Lip was probably the highlight of the morning.
Okay, Louis the Lip.
Hmm.
We might get you to do a trials report from now on, like you used to do for Matty Young.
I'll do it if I'm there. I'm actually calling trials again on like the 8th of October or something. We can do one then.
There we go. We can do it on that occasion then. That would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Now, country racing this week, we got Kellerberrin on Sunday. We got 9 races at Kellerberrin. The first at 12:44 on Sky 2. We roll into Monday. We got 9 races again on Monday at Pinjarra. The first at 12:36, and then Gloucester Park. We have 8 races Tuesday night. The first at 5:20, and of course Bunbury. The fields aren't out as yet, but it is the Battle of Bunbury worth $35,000. I think the first race around about 11:15 at Bunbury on Wednesday. Those fields will be coming out shortly after the nominations and the great never ending to go around. I'm sure a lot of eastern states will be tuning in to watch that horse. He's certainly creating a bit of buzz never ending, which is great to see.
That's what you want.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Something people are going to talk about.
Have you done the form for Kellerberrin for us, Hayden? Have
I've
you
got one for you.
One, okay.
Morts will like this because it's figure form 87999.
Okay,
Love
I
it.
love that. Yeah.
Yep.
Karuba. Race 8, number 9. I think she's actually been going okay. Her form's been at a reasonable level, and last start she finally dropped down to the last 5 less than $4,000 races, and she just wasn't at the races there. She wasn't on the gate. She wasn't really motivated at any stage, but I think we can see a better performance from her. This looks well within her grasp, so I'm reasonably confident. If we got an okay price there, I'd be very happy to play. Race 8, number 9, Karuba.
What's an okay price sound like?
Well,
Our
she's
man's marked at
$5.50. That would be okay. I'd say $4. Actually, it's a pretty weak field. $3 upward, I'd be happy with.
So plus $3, and apologies to the owners of the other horses.
That's okay.
I own some pretty bad horses, Mords.
No.
That trotter.
It just gets a better price for the other owners. That's you don't get upset
Yeah,
about
that trotter didn't impress you, I can tell.
He's not even a nice customer to deal with either. Well, he was better at Pinjarra on Monday, apparently, but he was off his nut at Gloucester Park the week before.
A bit out there, not taking after his owner?
I think I'm a different kind of weird.
Different kind of weird.
He's a belligerent weird. I'm just a spiritual weird.
No, yeah, you're not belligerent, that's for sure.
No.
That's for sure.
So Kellerberrin, race 8, number 9, anything north of $3 would be a good bet.
Yep.
Beautiful. Where else are we going to go?
Is that it? Have you got anything?
I'm
Pinjarra
bringing
Monday?
back the cryptic tip.
Oh, okay.
I like
Here we go.
Mm.
Where for?
Gloucester Park,
Gloucester Park.
tomorrow night.
Okay.
She's seriously hot.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
She's seriously hot.
Okay.
That's the cryptic tip.
Okay. All right. We'll have to have a look through the fields and see
Yep.
what we can come up with.
I like that one because it leaves it open to a bit of
It
interpretation.
does.
Yeah.
It
Well,
does. There's a couple that it could be. There's a couple that it could
it's got to back them all, Michael.
and then claim it
Yeah.
when it wins.
Mm.
Yeah.
You got to think, who does Hayden think is seriously hot?
I don't want to get into that.
Oh,
It's probably for a different time slot.
Yeah.
his trainer?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. All right, Hayden, thank you for your time. Anything else for us? No, nothing else?
That'll do.
That'll do.
Certainly will do.
Yeah.
Morts, thank you. It's good to have you back. Good to be back. It's been
good to be back.
It's been a bit of a while.
Yeah, what did we have? 1 week off?
1 week off.
I was with you the week before.
Yeah, I was away.
So
I
he's
was
been
in
away
a
a couple.
I've been in a state for a couple, catching up with family.
Yep.
So,
how's Dad?
yeah, not too bad actually. Yeah, much better considering I thought I lost him
Yeah, absolutely.
not that long ago. It's
he's fought back.
He's hard to keep a good man down, and keeps on kicking. So
No, it's good to hear.
he turned 87 in August, and we didn't think he'd get there. But I tell you what, he's actually going okay, and
Perked up a bit.
I think the cognitive test should be filling out tab tickets. That should be. Don't worry
know
about this
that because I was doing that about age 4. So.
Yeah, but show what level you're on. But yeah, so no, the great Dan Patch doing really well. Thanks, Mort. So
good to hear.
Great to catch up with him, and going much better than what I thought he would be at this stage.
No,
only a matter of months ago. But,
Going much better than my trainer. I don't know if you've seen him.
I saw him on last month, not Monday, the one before that.
Oh, okay, he was okay then.
In Jarrah, okay.
Well,
no. Then I saw your interview with him at the Trots, and had an injury, did he?
Yeah, I went to watch this football grand final on Sunday. That team, the same team that cleaned me up,
came for him.
Yeah, he did it well. I'm a bit tougher. Please, he wouldn't be in the pack. He just tried to change direction and popped his ACL.
He popped what?
He did his ACL.
Oh,
Michael did.
Yeah, for the second time in 4 or 5 years.
Oh no,
that's 12 months recovery.
Yeah.
That could be the end. That could be the end of the career, is it?
Yeah, it should be the end.
That could be the end because if you had 12 months left.
Wow, that's no good.
Oh,
no good.
Hope you're feeling okay, Michael.
There were about 4 or 5 people in the game that went off as well. One bloke was in the ambulance, all kinds of stuff. So it's the last time I play for that lunchtime league, I tell you.
Sounds dangerous.
Just,
no, don't be.
It's like a demolition derby out there.
No, don't need that. No, well, we wish Michael a very speedy recovery. Well, it's not going to be speedy. It's going to be 12 months.
No.
I think we should be sending our well wishes to Kiara.
Yeah.
Who not only has to put up with him, has to do all the work.
Everything.
She does everything anyway. So
yeah,
indeed. Oh, okay. That's terrible news for the powerful trainer. But an ACL, they're awful things.
Yeah, no,
they're
it's
awful
not good.
things.
Not
Yeah,
good.
all right. Hayden, thank you for that. You're a wealth of knowledge on many subjects.
Yes.
A veritable font.
You are. Morts, good luck.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow night. Some great racing. Really good racing.
Early, the 2-year-old, and then the free-for-all, and then good luck on Wednesday, whichever horse it may be that you have in. Thanks for your time. It's good to be back.
Yeah, great to be back.
Good to chat to Brett Rail. Hopefully, we may get some WA horses nominating, but the information's out there. You can go to the Racing Queensland site and get all the information for the nominations that close on Monday.
Because it certainly did make it more interesting with Magnificent Storm.
Oh, yeah.
You were just
something to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, you would have watched Leap to Fame anyway.
Yep.
But it was just added interest knowing there was a WA horse there competing. So it would be great to see a horse or horses from WA go across to the Inters, but we'll wait and see.
Indeed. All right, Morts, thanks for your time, as I said. Thanks for everyone for listening. Until next week, it's bye for now.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.